You want to make sure that all of the different types of content that you might use on your website have their own folder. That'll make it easier for you to keep track of things, but it's also a bonus for search engines because a folder name will become a part of the web address. Those are always arranged from biggest to smallest container with a / between each one. They start with your domain name, followed by a folder, and then the file name. By using some of your best keywords here and thinking strategically, you can give yourself a little edge and make sure all of your links look really great. Somebody should be able to read that address left to right like a sentence and easily understand exactly what to expect when they click on it. For example, you'll want a folder just for your MP3 podcast files, and that one will definitely be more visible than the others because you'll be promoting those links. If your site already has the title of your podcast in the domain name, call the folder podcast, music, mixes, or something different that will build on the description. You're going to have those powerful title keywords as the first part in all of your links anyway because they're used in the domain name, so there's no point in repeating anything. But if you called your site something else like yourname.com, the podcast folder is a great place to add that very important search term to the address so that it looks something like this as a web link and includes your podcast title. Just keep in mind that the names you give your folders are public and should be short, relevant, and complement the domain name that you picked. Like you did with your domain name, you should also stay away from spaces, numbers, and any special characters or punctuation marks. You can use hyphens a little more freely here than you would with a domain name though, and they're actually recommended instead of underscores and spaces when you want to separate words. All of these same guidelines will also apply to the titles of your pages and podcast episodes. In the last example, episode 1, you're using a date like August 2019 mix, would be missing a chance to add useful tags and strong keywords to the link by giving it a more descriptive title. Having said that, the best policy is really to keep everything as short as possible and focus more on the user experience instead of just stuffing a lot of keywords in there for search engines. People will find it easier to remember their favorite episodes and be more likely to share them on social media if you plan for clean and effective link structure early on when setting up these folders. We'll start by making one for some images. I already created one really quickly in cPanel just as an example when we looked at your file manager, so first I'll delete that one by left-clicking once to select it and then right-clicking and choosing Delete from the menu. To make a new folder, left-click your mouse here over these dots and then right-click and Create Directory with the name of your choice. I'll just use images again and then hit OK. Now make another one for your MP3 files. We'll call that podcast. There they are at the top of your public HTML directory, so let's figure out how to upload some files into them in the next video.